Hi.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
I've already introduced you already, said Charlotte. So, welcome to the Podfast.
Thank you.
This is my very first Podfast as well, so bear with me.
Bear with me.
So, could you please tell us about yourself and introduce you and your business?
Yes, I can. So I am Charlotte Hartley and I am the founder of Tribe Business Coaching. And Tribe's purpose and mission is to help organisations find better organisational health. What that means is getting really clear on their vision, setting some super smart goals for the year, for the quarter, helping everybody to feel more accountable, getting really clear on key metrics, and just helping them run more smoothly as a business and fly, achieve, grow, all of that great stuff.
No, it is. And you've done a lot of work with us at Mill Street and Make Good Grow. So do you want to just explain some of that, including today?
Yes.
You've been doing some workshops today.
Yeah, we've had a great morning today. So currently one of the things we're working on is the Make Good Grow Social Accelerator. So we are doing something called COS, which is the Charity Operating System. So over 4 weeks, working with 5 or 6 charities to help them with all of the things I've mentioned. So today we focused on helping them get more traction. So we focused on setting some really great strategic goals for the next 90 days. We went through what a good meeting agenda looks like, how to solve issues effectively. And it's working really nicely to have 6 people working in the same kind of industry, but all the charities are slightly different. But they all understand the kind of pain points, the pressures, and then naturally kind of leaning in, wanting to help each other. So coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a mass issue solving session, and they want to do that as a collective. Are there issues that they're all having, that they're all experiencing? Can we solve those all together? So yeah, it's working really nicely and it's really good fun, really good vibe, really good energy.
We've had some really lovely feedback already from some of the charities. So Charlotte knows what she's doing.
I mean,
So I guess what inspired you to start the journey in this field?
So I went on a kind of similar journey really. So I worked with Mill Street and Make Good Grow founder Nigel, and I was the head of business transformation there. And we reached a point with the business where Nigel had stepped away. There was a CEO in place, and that was all great, but actually it felt like the business just wasn't aligned as it could be. It felt like issues were blindsiding us. We had no way of solving them. The business was growing and growing, so communication was starting to be an issue. So we were looking for an operating model, looking for a tool, looking for something that was going to help make things more streamlined and easier to do business. Nigel came across the book Traction, and in there it talks about EOS. So cut a very long but beautiful story short, over 18 to 24 months we implemented EOS, worked with it, tried it, bespoked it where we wanted to, where we needed to, stayed true to the principles of the model, kept it really simple, and went on this fantastic journey of taking everybody through this vision. Really inspiring, that we achieved on kind of every quarter, every year, reset, till we got to the point where Nigel exited the business, we sold the business. I felt like what I'd love to do was help more businesses, and not just kind of the cookie cutter traditional businesses, working with charities, as we've already spoken about, working in a kind of educational sector. So I've worked with the University of Warwick as well. So anything that is an organisation, be that a really small team within a massive organisation like Warwick University, or charitable organisations, at their core, at their foundations, they all have similarities. They all tend to operate in the same way. So I'm loving being able to use my experience with EOS and working across lots of different organisations to try and help them kind of reach the point where it's just easier to kind of do the day-to-day really.
Yeah, and it's something that we've implemented here at Mill Street as well. So in our own team, it's something that we've implemented. So I hear EOS and Traction quite a lot.
Yeah, it follows me. But no, it's a great tool to use, and you can adapt it.
Check it out. 100%.
Definitely.
So what would you say has been your proudest moment in your career?
Proudest moment,
or even in life? It doesn't even have to be a career. career?
I think my proudest moment, and it's definitely not something I achieved on my own, which is really important to point out, but I think my proudest moment has been setting up Tribe and doing that. Because all of my experience and all of my skills has been founded in experience. For a long time, I felt like I needed to go out and get an MBA. I needed to be qualified in something. I needed, something more behind me. But actually, just taking the leap and thinking, do you know what? I've loved what I've done in the past, speaking to people, who I've worked with, and kind of sense checking, do you think this is the right way to go? And hearing yeses from them and just taking the leap and doing that. I did it whilst I was on maternity leave. It was scrappy and scrabbly and I just went with it. And my husband was my absolute, and still is my absolute biggest cheerleader, and was just like, do you know what? Go for it. And I think you often regret the things you don't do, not the things you do. And maybe it wouldn't have worked out. So far, so good. Yeah. We'll just keep going with it. Yeah. But that's been the proudest thing to kind of do that, and everything that's entailed along the way.
100%. No, and we love Charlotte being in the building as well and helping us with all of this charity stuff as well. So Charlotte's a very key member of the team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you ready for some hot fire questions?
Okay, go.
You can take the business mind off.
Okay, fine.
So, what superpower would you want for one day, and why?
For one day, teleporting. I thought about this the other day. I get really frustrated with things like traffic jams, or it's a prime example. This is supposed to be quick fire, right? But I'm just going to
Don't you worry.
I went to the cricket in London with my husband and my in-laws, and he's going to watch this, and he booked an advanced where you can't go on anything other than that train. So we ended up having to wait an hour because we had to wait for that train. And I can't tell you how angry that made me. And I was just like, oh my God, I wish I could just teleport myself home, and then I'd just be at home with all my stuff, and I'm not, and I hate it. So I hate waiting. So teleporting.
Yeah,
and not for a day, for life.
What would you say is your guilty pleasure movie or TV show? Says a lot about people with this one.
Oh, it does. I mean, I have a guilty pleasure, but it's not a movie or a TV show. It's a podcast. It's a radio show.
Go on, that's fine.
I don't know if I want to admit to it, but because I'm not 95, but I absolutely love The Archers.
Okay.
You can laugh, it's fine.
I need to know what it is.
Oh my God. That's horrendous.
You had me at 95.
Okay. So relevant, isn't it? So The Archers this is going to tell you everything you need to know. It's a Radio 4.
Okay.
Or my dad's a big Radio 4 listener, and as kids, me and my brother and sister would call it Radio Bore.
Oh,
but now I absolutely love it. Some great stuff on there. Don't judge it.
Yeah.
But it's a Radio 4. Oh my God, it must have been going for like 70 years. It's like a drama.
Nice. Okay.
And it's set in inspired by towns and villages not too far from here. Very rural. It's all about farmers, basically.
Okay.
I'm not massively selling it, but there's an excellent storyline at the moment. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but yeah, it's really good.
I tell you what, I'll watch one episode for you.
You can't watch it.
Listen, that's where I've gone wrong already.
It's 10 minutes. Don't go straight in on the omnibus. The omnibus is going to be too heavy for you. Don't go in on that. That's my time. It's on a Sunday. I don't get to listen to it live. So Tuesday morning when I drive to work, I listen to the omnibus.
I can't wait.
You will hate it. But I love it, and I do feel guilty about it, and I really don't admit it that often. But you know what? If there's one more person that listens to it because of this, and it changes their life, and they want to become a farmer, then go for it.
If you do listen to it, let Charlotte know so she listens to it, so she's not alone.
Yeah, even my mum, who is 66, she's like, yeah, no, maybe I'll get into The Archers. Maybe she'll get into it. But my sister loves it too, and she's younger than me, so
okay.
I'm going to drop her in it. But yeah, Archers is my guilty pleasure.
I see. What is one corporate phrase that you hate, that you could get rid of?
Okay, so I don't want to go into too much detail because it'd be very obvious who I'm talking about, but I once worked for an American company who they loved to say, and it took me a while to figure out what they meant, but they were like, we're going to double click on that. later, we're going to double click on that and basically, circle round and double click on it.
Yeah.
But basically, we'll get into more detail on that later. We'll double click on that later. Oh, hate it. I hate a lot of them anyway, because I think a lot of them really alienate people and make people feel stupid, and I don't like that. But double click is a particular bugbear, so don't say that to me.
Yeah, I'd probably say mine was nice to meet you. And I say
think
that
I
a
use
lot.
that.
I know. And I actually use it. So I can't.
I've dropped it.
I can't
think,
talk.
But I did do that a lot. Yeah, it's horrible.
I know. Well, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you
you.
for
That was
being part
fun.
of this, my first podcast.
Oh.
And your first podcast.
One of many for you, I hope.
Yeah. So if you see Charlotte around, which she will be.
Oh, yeah.
She was at the Bean Network this morning and doing some COS stuff for Make Good Grow. Then you now know who she is and you can come say hello.
Hi. Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.